It's time for Hey, I'm Talking Here with Frankie Corrado.
Frankie and I wearing similar burgundy-colored suits. It's great to have you on the show, buddy. Great to see you. Well, the Oilers. There's so many teams in the league this season, Frankie, I cannot figure out for the life of me, and the Oilers are definitely one of them. They faltered 2-2 on their current 7-game road trip. They're just so inconsistent. Why do you think they have not been able to deliver an extended stretch of decent hockey?
It's a good question, Jay. They're inconsistent. Sometimes the goal scoring goes dry. Sometimes they have stretches throughout the course of a game where it looks like they're not going to score, and then all of a sudden it just pops for them. It's hard to get a read on what the Edmonton Oilers actually are as a team, like outside of McDavid and Draisaitl. What makes them tick? What makes them a good team? And right now, the inconsistencies leave them where they are. And you know, this point in the season, oftentimes, the last couple of years, is where the Edmonton Oilers really start to make their mark and say, we're going on a heater and we were doing everything right, defensively, offensively, but two things were happening. It wasn't going in the net for us, and it was going in our net for the other team, and things seemed to correct themselves. Now with the Edmonton Oilers, it doesn't feel like they're doing everything right, and it's just going to correct, and the goal scoring is going to happen, and defensively, it's not going to go in their net. It feels like they're still this Jekyll and Hyde team where they can have a good game, they can have a bad game, they can have a low event game, but it's also low event for their offensive players. And the thing now for Edmonton is there's no one really coming to save you. Like, Zach Hyman is back. The band is back together. This is the group that they have going forward. There's not a ton of trades to be made right now around the league. There's not a lot of chatter even. So they got to find a way with the group that they have, struggling with the inconsistencies that they're going through. It feels very different this time around, Jay. In the past, it felt like the process was good and the results were going to come. You can't say that the process is good right now for the Edmonton Oilers, and we don't know what the results are going to look like as time goes on.
As for the Montreal Canadiens, as you know, Frankie, because you do so many of their games here on TSN, what a great start to the season. Now it's kind of fallen down to earth a bit. Now, they had the nice third period comeback against Columbus. They fall in the shootout, but they're now just one win in their last 7. I guess I'm going to try to figure out some positives to take away from a loss. What happened in that third period that allowed them to salvage a point and potentially, Frankie, maybe even build off that performance?
It just showed, Jay, the resilience of this group, right? Like, youngest group in the NHL, battling injuries to significant players. Kirby Dach, Alex Newhook, Caden Gooley's still going to be out a longer period of time. Patrik Laine's still gone. You know, you take away that many pieces in this short period of time, and then you factor in that this was the team that had the highest shooting percentage in the NHL, meaning at some point it was going to come crashing down for them. And boy, did it ever come crashing down last weekend with losses to, or last week with losses to LA, Dallas, and Boston. And now they find themselves in a game against Columbus where it felt like, okay, this is just a continuation of things. The injuries are going to get to you, puck's not going to go in, and your goaltender's probably going to give up one more than he should. And in the third period, Montreal comes out and they say, you know what? We're actually not going to let that happen. That was a resilient third period for them. It's a hard-earned point on the road. Listen, you get to the shootout, anything can happen. But for me, it sends a pretty clear message about this group, is that we're not going to worry about the players that are out of the lineup. We're not going to worry that we're shooting the lights out and at some point it's not going to go in the net anymore. We're just going to play hard to the end and see what happens. And credit Montreal, that's exactly what they did after a week where, you know, they really got the doors blown off them by 3 pretty good teams.
And then there's the Vancouver Canucks. Speaking of teams I struggle to figure out, injury issues for sure. Quinn Hughes in and out of the lineup, Thatcher Demko, but they've dropped 5 of 7 now, Frankie. And the real issue is they're in the middle of the pack in scoring, and they still put up 5 on Monday night, and they don't get the victory. What's wrong with Vancouver right now?
So, Jay, you talked about the fact that they're in the middle of the pack in scoring. That's actually putting it in a positive way, because realistically, the chances that they get don't lead you to believe that that's a team that should be scoring that much. So they're scoring more than they should, and the chances they give up are huge. In front of the net especially. They had a really hard time against the Florida Panthers. Yes, the shot volume is always there for Florida, but the quality of chances and the checks that were missed in front of the net. I know our boy Luke Wilson is going to like when I talk about checks, but that's the reality right now for Vancouver, and the penalty kill still continues to be an issue. And if they're one of those teams that is going to give up these quality chances, they have no right to think that they can outscore any kind of problem, because at some point, the goals that were going in for them, it's just not going to happen. And they scored 5 goals against Sergei Bobrovsky in this game, which is crazy to think that you can get 5 on Bob and still not win the game. They have big defensive problems, and they can't rely on heroic comebacks or playing like the cardiac Canucks to try and win games. It's just not a good recipe for them. They have to find a way to tighten up defensively in a big way, because they are not a gunslinging, run-and-gun type of team that can play that style of hockey and have success. They have to be buttoned up defensively, and this game against Florida, they were nothing close to buttoned up defensively.
The Oilers now will continue their road trip. They'll be in Washington Wednesday. Canucks head home to face the Stars on Thursday. Habs take on the Caps on Thursday. It's going to be a lot of Washington Capitals this week. This is Frankie Corrado.